Hello, welcome to another episode of the Wholistic Me Podcast, a journey to finding wellness within. My name is Jessica Bravo. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to dive in with you a little bit about brain fog, fatigue, like feeling that cloudy head sensation, inability to think clearly, and I want to just get into some really helpful information to help dispel that for you. So let's get to it. So, one of the most important things I want to share is the fact that we have such a strong connection between our gut and our brain. Much of what we experience as this foggy headed sensation, there's many ways that this can come about, but one of the main ways that I've seen in my own practice, right, and that we learn about through our training as acupuncturists and Chinese medicine providers is the connection to our gut. And what that means from a Chinese medicine perspective is the health of the spleen and stomach channels, meridians, and the organs themselves, okay, and how they relate to digestion. This is an earth element, and it is in charge of the way that we transform food for our body in order for it to use it and convert it to energy. So, when our spleen and stomach energy is depleted, our bodies then do not digest food properly. Food is not assimilated in an effective way and used and transformed for energy effectively, leading our body to create what we refer to as dampness. And this dampness can lead to that foggy headed sensation that you might be experiencing. Now, what can you do about it? Or how does it happen? What is it that is causing our spleen stomach energy to become depleted? Well, first of all, sugary foods. Excess consumption of sugar will have a detrimental effect over time to our spleen stomach energy and our body's ability to function properly within this context, okay? And so we want to stay away from overly sweetened foods, right? Things with added sugar, overly processed foods, right? Things that have a lot of sweeteners added to them that, especially if they're not natural, just plain honey, sugarcane, right? These things, maple syrup, natural sources that are as they come, right? That have been affected or made synthetically in some way will also have a negative effect on our system. And so we want to decrease these sugary foods, these sweet foods from our nutritional selection, right, as much as possible. And processed foods in general as well, because of the way that they're made. All of these chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides that are being used within our agricultural system as a whole are having negative effects on the food that we eat and therefore on our bodies. We truly are what we eat. If you're eating clean and staying away from these overly processed foods, overly sweet foods, right, then our bodies will typically respond in kind, right? They will work properly for us. And our gut has such a strong connection to our mind that it truly does affect what we eat, truly does affect our mental health in this way. And one of the simplest ways that we see, or one of the most common things that I see as a practitioner, is the sharing from patients saying that they feel like they're in a fog, feel like their head is cloudy, They can't think clearly, even to the point sometimes where it feels like there's physically like something wrapped around their head, right? Like a tight band, and it's heavy, feels heavy, can't think clearly. All of these things are signs that dampness is setting in. And it's very much so directly correlated to our gut health and what is going on in this spleen stomach energy. Now, I know I'm talking about this and referring only to the spleen and stomach, and it's not to say that all of this is happening just at this level, at the level of the stomach, if the food's not being digested properly. It is connected to the rest of the digestive organs, all right? Even from a Chinese medicine and acupuncture channel, meridian channel perspective. So there are a multitude of connections that integrate all of our organs within the system and create balance, homeostasis for the whole. So this is what I want you to do. Okay, if you're experiencing this cloudy sensation, right? Foggy headedness, heavy sensation in the head, inability to think clearly, get your thoughts out. What I want you to do is first start by reducing your sugar intake. Notice I didn't say eliminate it completely, because from my experience, I find that it's very difficult for people to cold turkey eliminate any particular category of food from their menu. All right. So, what I want you to do is to reduce it. All right. If you are someone who drinks sugary beverages, right? If you drink soda, no judgment here, just cut it back. If you're drinking 3 sodas a day, I want you to start by replacing one of those sodas with a glass of water. Okay. Better yet, some green tea if that works for you, right? If tea is something that you would prefer over water, then some green tea would be helpful, or even black tea, right? Herbal tea, especially helpful. Decrease if you're addicted to caffeine, that is another factor that can also impede our digestion. So if you want to go even a step further, going for an herbal tea that's naturally caffeine free, and replace one by one. And over time, you can slowly eliminate those sugary drinks altogether. Now, it's not to say that you'll never have a soda again in your life, right? You can every once in a while go out and enjoy a drink, a soda with your meal, let's say at a party or a restaurant, right? But in a day to day, right, when we consume something on a regular basis that isn't for our highest good, right, then our bodies, that accumulates within our system, has a cumulative effect. I believe in enjoying life. That's my philosophy. So if every once in a while you want to enjoy a single soda while you're out at a restaurant or having, at a cookout, something like that, by all means, enjoy yourself. But know that you're doing the work throughout the week, right? Follow an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you are doing the work and really being mindful of what you put into your body so that you can have a positive effect on your mind. Okay? It is the biggest and best decision you can make to take care of you. As I say in my own guidebook for my wellness deck, as I say to my patients in my practice, that which you can do for yourself is so much more powerful than anyone else can do for you. And this is from the perspective of healing, okay? From the perspective of being well, from the perspective of creating more health and wellness in your life, you are in charge. And for you to make the choice to take one step, just eliminate one sugary drink or one sugary food that you regularly consume in your life right now. Just make that choice and replace it with a healthier alternative. You're already winning. All right, you're already headed in the right direction. Just make the decision to move forward and make progress one step at a time. I don't expect you to do this overnight and have a drastic change one day to the next, because it's not an effective long-term solution, right? We want longevity. We want the benefits of what we choose to do to last, right? And we want the behavior to last. So start small where you are now, right? Decide right now, where am I? What is the big picture of the decisions I've made as far as what you consume? And make the choice to change one thing and go from there. And over time, as that becomes easier, right? And it may not be, it's not going to be a whole year, right, before that becomes easier, but maybe a week, 2 weeks, and then two things that you've added a second item that you're replacing with a healthier choice, a healthier alternative, right? Or activity. And it builds. It builds on itself, and sooner rather than later, before you know it, you have drastically changed your life while still enjoying yourself, right? Make it easy. So that is the assignment I'm giving you to clear mental fog, right? Take that first step. And I will be back to share more on this topic alone. All right, I'll be back. I'll be sharing about a whole host of things, right, as I have already. But on this topic of mental fog, right, inability to think clearly, feeling like your head's cloudy, heavy, I will be back to talk more on this specific topic and share more about some of the different things that you can do to continue to clear this mental fog. But this is your first assignment, your first mission on clearing mental fog, right? If you have found this helpful, insightful, and you're gonna try this, I want you to give this a like, right? I want you to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when the next video for this topic is released, right? The next episode. And share this with somebody that you want to do this with you, or somebody that you know is having the same struggle with brain fatigue, with brain fog. Share this with them and do it together. Like, become accountability buddies. Do this together so that you're not doing it alone. And trust me, you're not alone. Right? Out of all of my patients, when people first come in to see me, I'd say at least 60 to 75% of patients report having some sort of brain fog or mental fatigue, right? Cloudy headedness, or inability to think clearly. This is widespread. You are not alone. So pick a friend, a family member, a loved one that wants to also be able to think clearly, and do this together. You don't have to eliminate the same things, but do it together. Let each other know what you're working on and share in the experience and become well, become healthier, more clear together. So I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. You are loved. You are awesome. Have a great day.